Hello, how are you? Many people wake up with high blood sugar in the morning and would like to know what they can do before bed to prevent this. There is a food you can add to your daily routine, to your nighttime routine, that can really help you prevent glucose spikes during the night. I'm going to tell you what this food is, and you're going to love it. Stay until the end, because you won't want to miss it. Before we start, I want to ask you if you currently live with diabetes, prediabetes, or if you have any family history of diabetes. Tell me a little more about yourself. I would love to see your comment, even to know what I can bring here to help you on the channel. And tell me, have you been waking up with higher blood sugar? Have you noticed this in your daily life? What has your blood sugar been like first thing in the morning? Write to me down here in the comments. If you can, please also like the video. That is very important to me. It shows YouTube that you support the channel and that you trust my content. And if you know someone who is having trouble controlling their blood sugar at night, share this video with them. Let's work together to expand this chain of kindness. That's what I want here with this channel. A lot of people don't know this, but what you eat before going to bed can have a direct impact on your blood sugar the next day, the blood sugar you'll wake up with in the morning. So, knowing how to choose the right foods can help you prevent hyperglycemia, that spike in blood sugar, the next morning. There are some foods that you can add a spoonful of before going to bed. These can have a very beneficial impact on blood sugar control. The first food on our list is chia seeds. They are extremely rich in soluble fiber, a viscous fiber that forms a mucilage. And this type of fiber isn't just the kind that regulates the intestines and prevents constipation. It has a physical and mechanical effect inside the digestive system because when chia comes into contact with water, it forms this thick gel, this mucilage. And this gel is not just a minor detail. No, it makes a big difference. After it is hydrated, this mucilage forms a kind of gelatinous layer in our stomach. It takes up quite a bit of space there, in the stomach and in the intestine. And this layer acts as a temporary physical barrier. So it slows down digestive transit and causes food to move much more slowly from the stomach to the intestine, and from the intestine to the bloodstream. And this delay in the absorption of carbohydrates causes them to be broken down into glucose and absorbed in a slower, more gradual manner, helping to avoid sharp spikes in blood sugar. So, you will prevent a rapid spike in blood sugar, prevent a greater release of insulin, and a more pronounced subsequent drop. So, with this, blood sugar levels remain more stable, we have less insulin secretion. In a more moderate way, the subsequent drop is less abrupt. The body doesn't go into such a high alert, doesn't get as stressed, you can sleep better and have fewer nighttime awakenings. And your sleep ends up being even more restorative for you. So, ideally, as you can see, you should consume chia a little before or during your meal so that it can play this role in controlling carbohydrates. Usually, 1 tablespoon of chia is more than enough, and you can use it hydrated in water, or you can sprinkle it over beans, over meat, on salads. It stays nice and crunchy. You can also blend it in a blender and use it as if it were a flour in whatever way works best for you. Another seed that can really help you is chia's cousin, which is flaxseed. It stands out because of 2 very specific groups of nutrients, which are once again soluble fiber, but also lignans. Lignans are bioactive compounds with anti-inflammatory and metabolism modulating effects, and we know that chronic inflammation, even if mild, can directly interfere with insulin action. So, when the tissue is inflamed, the insulin does arrive, but the signal is not properly interpreted, and glucose may take longer to enter the cell. So, flaxseed helps reduce this inflammatory effect, improves the communication between insulin and the cell, and also, once again, thanks to the amount of soluble fiber it contains, helps keep the glycemic response more stable. Ideally, you should use it the same way as chia, with the caveat that, preferably, we need to grind the flaxseed so its absorption is more optimized. So in this case, we don't necessarily recommend that you consume whole flaxseed, adding it on top of meals. The ideal is to blend it a little in a blender or food processor right before consuming, to prevent it from going rancid. You should avoid consuming flaxseed flour. Buy the seeds and grind them at home before you use them, because that way you won't get that stronger taste as people report, that it has a bad soapy taste because it actually ends up getting more rancid. The fat ends up becoming more exposed to oxygen and reacts, so it can change the flavor. This doesn't happen with chia, which has an ultra-neutral taste. Tell me, which one do you prefer? Another seed that's very interesting to add at night is pumpkin seed, because pumpkin seeds contain a lot of fiber as well, but they also contain magnesium, and magnesium is directly involved in the electrical stability of cells, in relaxation, in the nervous system, and in the proper action of insulin. People often don't know this. So, when there's a magnesium deficiency, the cell responds worse to insulin, the nervous system becomes more excitable, and the body stays more on alert. So, when you think about people who have trouble falling asleep at night or have difficulty maintaining more stable sleep, consuming pumpkin seeds at this time makes perfect sense because of the magnesium and because the fiber works on two fronts, improving your night's sleep. And once again, you can use it on top of yogurt, on salads, ground or whole. It's quite pleasant. It has a very neutral flavor and it's really interesting to add to your diet. Usually 1 tablespoon is already an ideal amount. There's also sesame seeds, which can help with an organ we don't usually think about when it comes to blood sugar control, the liver. Because when we fall asleep, when we're in the nighttime period, it's the liver that decides how much sugar to release, at what pace, and for how long. So if your liver is inflamed or overloaded, it can release excess glucose even when the body doesn't need it. And sesame seeds contain antioxidant compounds and fats that can reduce liver inflammation, improve the function of liver cells, and help regulate this nighttime glucose release. So it helps more directly with this issue of controlling our blood glucose, also because of its fiber content, right? Which, in the same way, can help with the absorption of carbohydrates from meals. In addition to containing healthy fats, it also promotes a more optimized fasting blood glucose. So, the common point among all of them is that they are rich in fiber and good fats. They can help slow down the rate and speed of absorption, as well as the glycemic load of the meal, and this is very helpful for control. Now, none of them is a free pass. Just because you add, for example, a tablespoon of chia or pumpkin seeds, it doesn't mean you can eat an entire plate, a whole tray of lasagna, or a whole tub of ice cream. That's not the idea of the video. The idea is that along with a proper balanced diet and good lifestyle habits, you add the seeds, and never all the seeds at once. You choose one of these seeds to add, and you can even switch it up throughout the day. Also remember that you might have some personal contraindication, so if you want an individualized prescription, be sure to consult your doctor or your nutritionist in your city. This video here is purely informational. Another important point to mention to you is that when we add more fiber to our diet, we need to hydrate these fibers well so they work properly. So if you start consuming more fiber in your daily routine, make sure to increase your water intake. So tell me, which of these seeds are you going to start adding? I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, it really helps me out, and share it with those who need it. Let's grow this chain of kindness together. That's what I want here on the channel. See you next time. Bye.